That is correct. I did mute myself. Thank you for reminding me. I had it muted for video purposes yesterday. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Yesterday was a really rough day. Between the terrible Hydra runs, the terrible shard pulls, it was a rough day for me. Yeah, I mean, you know, there is always an upside, of course, but the problem with what I got on the main account, right, is that it didn't really help that account at all. Not even Faction Guardians, which would have been like, okay, there's the silver lining, right? It's like I just got an extra champion that is gonna sit there and not do anything. Now, I will say that we are very close to completing Faction Guardians in that particular faction, so when we do, then I can plus one of my Calvalaxes that I actually use. So that will be beneficial when that time comes. But we're not there yet. So it's just kind of sit. But I'm very, very confident about today. Like, I'm very excited about today. Potentially getting into Mercy. I mean, we did not get any additional voids, unfortunately, on the free-to-play account. And shoot. I guess I logged into the free-to-play without RSL Helper, so we're going to try this again. Yeah, I forgot to pull it up. Okay. Well, looks like we got as far as we can go. I don't think we can do stage 3. That's fine. I'm not prepared to put any other gear on them. We're just trying to find where we can farm. We'll level him up in Faction Wars a bit. Him being Ashwalker. Hey, in my clan boss team, I removed Alice and put on Kazan makes a good hits when Eris and Corpse Collector because it got poison sensitivity. Yeah, no, like eventually, like I don't want Alice in my clan boss team either. She's just better than anything else that I have right now. What's up, Caretaker? It's going very, very well. Today is going better. I got my new driver's license in my new state, so I'm excited about that. This morning, so I got that taken care of. Was still able to make it to stream on time, which is good. But yeah, yesterday was a rough one, man. I'm not gonna lie. You put Ornn? Yeah, oh no, yeah. If I pulled Ornn would have replaced my Alice 1,000%. From that Prism shard, yeah. Like, Alice is a great champion. But you know, clan boss, early clan boss damage comes from poisons, burns, activations. Like, that's really where you're going to get your damage from. So, Alice is just the better champion that I have right now. That's all. Top of the morning, good sir. Thank you, Sky Doodle. Right back at you. Are you going to stay a bit more? Well, so I have to pick up my daughter from school. The reason my stream ends at 2 o'clock every day is because I go to pick up my daughter from school. Originally, before I got on this morning, I was not planning on streaming very long today because I was up very late last night. However, I've got a little bit of motivation. So I think what we're going to do is try and do some of my Hydra. Well, we need to do Chimera today. So we're gonna do Chimera today, and I'm gonna try to stay extra focused so I don't screw up my runs, because I think that's important. So, who do you think is better for Arena, Gurgo versus Alice? Gurgo. Gurgo is gonna hit harder. He brings more to the table in the form of a harder crowd control, I feel like. But I definitely, he's hit, and he's void. That's a big part of it, right? You're going to run into weak affinities, or strong affinities, right? Where you're not going to land her debuff, where Gurgo won't have that issue, right? Oh, man. I'm so nervous. About pulling shards. I mean, but, you know, I'll be honest with you. I'm actually more nervous that I will get a Lego and they won't be good, is what I'm more nervous about. Like, the free-to-play account is so freaking stacked that I don't think there is a Void Nuker that I would want. Maybe Narcissus or Taras. Those are probably, like, I'd be okay pulling them. And I'm not saying that any of the Void Nukers are bad. I don't know that they get play over nice. You know what I mean? One second, Caretaker. Hi, guys. Bit of an unusual question. Do you think I should 6-star Kale first or Bellower for, like, campaign farmer? I am ultra new to the game. Don't know what's right or wrong. Okay. That's a great question. I would go Kale first, even though Bellower is the better campaign farmer. Now, the reason that I say that is poisons for Clan Boss. Clan Boss needs to be your focus. I've made a lot of videos doing free-to-play stuff, talking about how important Clan Boss is. Poisons is how you do damage to Clan Boss. So Kale is the better choice because from Clan Boss, you can get better shards. You can get, you know, Ancients and Voids that will allow you to get more champions and build your roster. But Bellower is the better campaign farmer. So I would build Bellower depending on who other champions you have. You might want to do Alice next as your 6-star. You might want to do, you know, your decreased defense champion or something like that. But Bellower is very good, and I would build a Bellower if I pulled him on this account, 1000%. I thought about starting the game with a Bellower, to be completely honest, because I think he is probably just all around better, right? Because he's going to hit harder in campaign. He's void, so you don't have to worry about affinity when it comes to arena, right? There are a lot of benefits to Bellower, but ultimately, Kale is going to give you your Clan Boss damage that you really want. Maybe my Gurgo isn't geared well. Caretaker, if it's this early in the game, I don't know how developed your account is, but yeah, Gurgo just got buffed. So he just got reworked and got buffed, so it's possible it's a gear thing. But I mean, I guess if it feels like Alice is hitting harder, then perhaps that's the choice. But I know that Gurgo is now meta in high level arena. I have him on my main account. I just haven't bothered to build him yet. But You pulled Taras just now. Well, congratulations, Hawk. For Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, I had 2 unkillable Sir Nicholas. I was thinking Ninja, Python, maybe Seeker, and other ideas for DPS I can use. Be careful about the Ninja, because he'll throw off a speed tune. I'm sure there's probably a double Sir Nick build on Deadwood Jedi's site for an unkillable team. There must be. Just make sure you alternate their, honestly, if you make them the exact same speed, but change the opener for one of them to be like an A1 or something, then I feel like your unkillable would always be up. Provided that no one is too much faster than the other two. I don't know that that's completely accurate the way that... I don't know if that's exactly how that works. I'm just saying that in theory, provided they're fully booked and everything. Bellower also brings ton of utility for wave content. Exactly. And honestly, he could be your decreased defense champion if you get a blessing on him with that new blessing, right? Because he does decreased defense. He does lockout, decrease attack. And again, you could if you get the right blessing, it upgrades those to... They're the little versions, but you can upgrade them to the big version with that blessing that's out now, which I think makes Bellower even better. Thanks so much, all. While thinking as campaign farmer is all 3 skills, all attack. No, yeah, he is a better campaign farmer than Kale, hands down. He is probably the best, second best rare campaign farmer, and the only reason he's second best is the other void rare campaign farmer has a faster animation. That would be the only reason that Fellhound is better than Bellower. He doesn't hit harder, Jam. I've built a Bellower only for Faction Wars on my main account. So I've never really used a Bellower. I use a Fellhound on the main account, faster animations and everything. But, yeah, I mean, with the Blessing, I feel like he might, because he can land that big version of decreased defense. But I'm at level 93. I've been playing for a few years. Yeah, take a look at, put Gergo in Google, and you're gonna see a bunch of builds from like Drock and other PvP guys that are gonna show you what he can do. I just haven't built mine yet because I have a team I really like, and I don't really feel the pressure to build another team because I like my team so much on my main account. It's the North Pole team. There you go. Hey, Fluffies, thank you for subscribing. I feel like, Fluffy, you've already been subscribed, but I'm trying to stay in 3v3 Silver 3 and go to Gold possibly. Yeah, Gold Tag Team Arena, man, it's a joke. And I say that because the numbers don't make sense, right? If you look at these player limits, I mean, I assume... It's a mobile game, right? I assume millions of people are playing this game, and you're going to tell me that this percentage... I've crunched the numbers before on a video. I don't know if I... There we go. So... Only 327,000 people are above Bronze 1, according to these numbers, if they're accurate. But 17,000 is this value right here, if you add up all 4 of these, right? That means 17,000 people are allowed to be above Gold 1. If the total number of raid players is 1 million people, that is 0.017% of the community in gold. If you look at other games, this is Overwatch rankings from a couple of months ago, so it's not valid right now. But even Champion, like the highest possible, is 0.07. And then Grandmaster is 0.2. Right? That's so much higher than what you're getting Well, okay, maybe not so much higher, but that's about what you're getting here. Grandmaster is hard to hit. Like, this is like really high level. Um, this gold should be more on par with, in my opinion, like a master or a diamond percentage. Honestly, it shouldn't even be that when you have so few freaking ranks. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the way that they did that is not cool, and that's a big pet peeve of mine. I don't mind live arena per se as a part of gameplay. I hate that it's so restrictive to get into gold. Um, why Python? I don't have Doom Priest. I mean, I don't know. Like they said, there's a team that you'll be able to find that'll be able to do it. But yeah, uh, two unkillable champions should be easy to make a team out of. Decreased speed as well. Oh yeah, he does have decreased speed. Good call. Good morning, Pi. How you doing? By the way, I can't wait to see what comes from the screenshot you sent me last night. Yeah, I know. I don't want to allude to it too much on camera. I sent a message last night, and we're just waiting for a response. But from my understanding, from people that I've spoken to, it'll probably be a while till I get a response, which is fine. You know, you gotta do what we can do. Would Geo over Ninja? Yeah. Geo makes a lot of sense with an unkillable team. Block damage teams, Geo makes less sense, but on an unkillable team, Geo makes sense, I think. So you want to get me jealous. They should just remove Tag Team Arena from the game entirely. Yeah, I mean, I could see them doing that because it's really, like, it's not innovative in any way. It was really just like, hey, we have this arena system. Hey, do it 3 times. Like, that's not inventive whatsoever. It's just, here you go. I would have preferred, like, what if they did like 5v5 arena? You know what I mean? Like, add that next element, that next layer of or 3v3, right? So you're taking away some of the speed options and the, you know, because who's going to be your nuker, right? Like that is more innovative on the model than just doing the same thing 3 times. That's not innovative. So yeah, I agree that needs a big overhaul, and I don't think Tag Team Arena is the case. If they did something where you could swap the teams on the fly, right? Like you play it blind, that'd be pretty cool, right? So like you go in and maybe you have your speed team and maybe you have your go second team and then like an anti-bomb team or anti-X team. And so like you get into the battle and you see and you're like, it's like Pokemon, right? And so you swap one team out and you put the other team in. Like that's a little more innovative on the model, right? About your arena team, I am not gold on my main or free-to-play account. This is the free-to-play account right here. I am not gold on this account, even with my stacked roster. I'm only silver 1. Now, granted, I'm not pushing this very hard. Like, my defense teams aren't even, I think, my best teams anymore. But, you know what? We do need to put Nice in one of these defense teams, I feel like. The fact that Ursula is still on a defense team is very telling about how long it's been since I've done one of these. There was a team I was toying with the idea of. Odin is in it. I know Odin is in it. We can do this real quick. So yeah, Arbiter, Odin. I had an idea that UDK, I feel like there's some synergy here. Okay, so for second team, do something like this. This team is totally not going to work, by the way. There you go. We'll call that good. Okay. I had to put nice in a team, though. That was very important for me. The Fat Man. So in other unkillable teams on my main account, I used Farrakhan the Fat as one of my damage dealers for a very long time. A very long time. I think he's a great champion to put in as a damage dealer in an unkillable team, because not only does he accelerate the damage from the rest of the team with the ally attack portion of his kit, but it doesn't hurt that he's slower in other areas. When I built an unkillable team, I had very specific speeds, and my original damage dealer was Mishinaki. This is over on my main account, right? But then Mishinaki is really good in Hydra, but I had to have him at like 150 or something speed. Like, he was way too slow to be good in other areas of the game. So I took him out of the unkillable team and put Farrakhan in his place. The team still did the same amount of damage. It just wasn't all from the legendary Mishinaki. It spread out across the team. And then Mishinaki, I was able to speed him up and put him in Hydra and get value from him there. I would take memory space that shit takes and add more accessory slots instead. Early game and yesterday I pulled Freya and Elva in that event. Both are block debuff. Which one should I 60 first? In my opinion, and this is my opinion, I would go Elva first because she's also a cleanser and brings a speed aura. I think she's a defense aura for the Freya, right? Yeah, which is also good. This is also a cleanse, so and turn meter fill. Ooh, and turn meter fill. I value increased speed more, which Elva brings. You're going through 6-star both of them, but I value the speed more from Elva, and I would go Elva still. But this is very good. This is very good. Her whole kit is very, very good. When am I going to open shards? Whenever I please. No, I'm just giving time for people to show up to the chat. I like to make sure that I pull when people are here. I don't like to pull. But we're at 32 viewers. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and pull in 1 second. Let me get caught up on all these chat questions. Good evening from Germany. Hey, what's up? Welcome, welcome. I pulled the Fina, the high elf. Is she any good? Dude, you pull so much stuff, man. And I feel like you're always telling me about all these things that you pull. I hope your bank account's okay. Did you already pull the Void? Sorry if you already talked about it. I just joined. I did not, Quipsa. You were just in time. Depends on his roster also. Maybe he really needs her. Narcissus versus Terras, who's better? Narcissus is better right now, I feel like. I think Terras has fallen off a little bit, but Narcissus is still really strong. All right. We are going to stop the questions there because we are going to go ahead and pull these shards, guys. So, again, I'm pulling for Marichka here. I am going to be doing a recording of this, right? So I'm going to do a little intro. You guys are going to have to suffer through my little intro, and then we're going to pull some shards. Do me a favor in chat, please, exclamation point recording if anybody asks me any questions, just so that they know I'm recording and that they don't think I'm ignoring them, because it's very important to me that I am active with chat. That's very important to me. I'm going to go ahead and take, for the purposes of this, I'm going to take the chat off the screen here just while we do the video, right? All right. We're going to jump right into it. Here we go. Maybe I'll leave it up. It won't block anything. We're going to leave it up so you guys can... Nah, I'll keep it off. Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. So we're on the main free-to-play account. Now, I don't want to confuse anybody. I've had comments about this stuff in the past. This is free-to-play Roadblock 2023, my first ever, well, technically second ever, but the first free-to-play account that I actually stuck with. I had an account on my phone that I lost when I logged into another account. So this is free-to-play Roadblock 23. We made this account. We've been documenting this stacked account from day one. Go back and check out those videos. We haven't really done an update on the account in a while. That will be coming soon. But what are we here to do today? We are here to pull shards on this account. Now, you saw me pull some yesterday, right? We pulled sacreds and we got nothing. We also got no additional sacred shards from the clan boss today. And I don't think I'm anywhere close to a monthly sacred shard. I am not. So we are pretty much SOL when it comes to sacreds. However, my mercy on this account is quite high for voids. And this account is desperately in need of a good support champion. A cleanser, a healer. Now, I want a traditional reviver. Siphi is probably more preferred here if we're talking voids. But I'm not going to be mad at a Marichka. She will still fill a lot of the gaps currently in my roster. She's not going to help me on Chimera, which is where I really need the help. But who's going to be mad about pulling a Marichka, right? She is amazing. And I think there's a really unique interaction between her and Nice, who I have on the account. I think the two of them working together is going to be pretty tough to beat. So we're going to go ahead and chase for her. Now, technically speaking, if my mercy tracker is correct, we can pull all 11 of these and get nothing. That is a possibility. However, I am hoping that my mercy tracker is wrong. I'm hoping I've pulled a few extra voids during the holidays on my phone when I wasn't able to use my computer when we were traveling. So I'm hopeful that my mercy tracker is wrong. But we could pull all 11 of these and end up with nothing. So I need to make a little bit of room. I tend to do this before a video, and I apologize that I forgot to do it. I had a lot of questions in chat today. Let's just go ahead and do instant upgrade. That should be enough. That's 8. That's 10. Yeah, and then we had one spot already available. So we should have 11 slots. We have exactly enough to go ahead and pull these. We're going to start with one single void. You know what? We're going to pull them one at a time. The reason I'm doing that, one, is to draw out the video. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm doing that because if we hit, I don't want to waste any more void shards. I only want to pull void shards from now on, moving forward. Going back to 2x only, right? So this is kind of like we had some really bad 2x pulls and put us at close to that mercy point. So we're going to pull here with that in mind, and we're going to go one at a time and then save anything left if we even hit mercy. And again, we may not. Like, I think we still need to go like 220 something to actually get a guaranteed. So it would suck. It'd be unfortunate if we go that far. But either way, without any further ado, let's go ahead and pull these void shards. So here we go. All right, not looking for a Ripper Fist. Really only want gold. I don't think there are that many voids I would even be interested in. We've got my Seer ranked up quite a bit. Godseeker, maybe a plus 1 to Godseeker would be okay. I'm really doubting the accuracy of my mercy tracker right now. I'm feeling almost as though it is accurate, and that we are not in mercy at nearly as close as I thought we were. So, because this is not looking great here, guys. All right, now this account is far more developed than my challenge account, so we may pull some champions that would be good for the challenge count, but are not really going to be considered here because we don't need... Oh my goodness, yeah. Guys. Oh, no. I guess my Mercy Tracker is correct. I really thought that we were higher up into Mercy. I'm still going to go through with it. This would be, like, we're at, yeah, I guess, I mean, we're at 200. I believe this is where Mercy starts. If that's correct, this is where Mercy starts, right? After 200... Ancient Void, after 200 summons without a legendary, right? So, man, that's crazy to think of when you really say it out loud like that. The luck on the free-to-play is gone, guys. But, hey, we're into Mercy at least. We know we're into Mercy now. So, there you have it. I don't know if I've already got the Void. I think I did get the Void from the clan shop already, right? Yeah, I did. Oh, what about... Did I get this one? I did. Yeah, I've gotten every single Void. We are literally going to Mercy on this account. Not great, Bob. Not great. So we have 19 more before we are guaranteed. But with each one of these, we're gaining more, right? So I guess that is actually, like, completely correct. And so each one of these pulls is giving me 5% more. So that 201 that I just did was what? It would have been 5.5% there to get a legendary. So, there's a Void after reset in Doom Tower. Well, I haven't done my Doom Tower yet. So, let's see. No, I don't see a Void in hard, and then I don't in normal. Yeah, there is. Yeah, if you're doing normal, I'm doing hard. So I've already actually gotten some of the Voids from Doom Tower hard. So we are a ways away from another Void in Doom Tower hard, and we need to make sure we're doing all 4 keys of my clan boss. So I only did 2 keys yesterday, right? So I only did Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare, which does have those chances. But if I do Brutal, I have chances at Voids, right? And if I do hard, I also have chances at Voids. So we're going to recoup those. Now, this is actually still good news because we're going to have more summoning events coming up, and we're going to have an opportunity to chase after more Void legendaries that might be really impactful to the account. So it's really not all bad news. Now we know without a doubt that my Mercy Tracker is correct and that we were not over like I originally thought. So we are, according to my tracker, at least 19 pulls away. So if I can recoup 19 more shards over the next couple of days to a week, the next time they do a summoning event, we can go ahead and pop those Voids and try to get something from a progressive chance that might be good. Now, they may not put anything good in the progressive chance, and we won't do that, right? If it's not a support champion, what I need, I don't think I'm going to pull. With the exception of the really top tier Void nukers, I don't know that there are really any Void nukers that are going to break my roster when you or get into my roster when you consider I already have Georgid, I already have Turvold, not even built yet. I have Nice now. I know he's not Void, but still, I don't know what champions are going to go into my arena teams or live arena teams more than those already that I have, right? So I'm not saying, I'm probably forgetting about somebody. Please don't come at me in the comments, guys. I'm simply saying that support champions are what I need far more on this account than anything else, and we are way high up in our Mercy on this account. So looking forward to the next time I get to pull shards. Keep an eye out for that video. And lastly, if you're new here, because usually the shard pull videos draw a bigger crowd, please consider subscribing. I am making a push to 5,000 subscribers. I just put the chat on the screen. Guys, chat, help me out here. Tell people why they should subscribe in the chat right now while I do my outro. But yes, please consider subscribing. Like I said, pushing for that 5,000 subscribers. It's a goal of mine. We are pretty close. I think we're at like 4,200 something. And you know, I really want to turn this channel into something special. I really want to make raid content. I really want to be a content creator. I've wanted to be a content creator for many, many, many years now. And this is really like the biggest opportunity I think I've ever had to achieve that dream. So if you want to help somebody reach their dream, all you got to do is click that subscribe button, and that's a huge help. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Yeah, you guys are way too slow on that. I already hit stopped recording, and I see he is cool guy. Oh, man. What is going on, dude? What happened to my luck? I'm bragging too much about the account, guys. I'm bragging too much about the account. That's what did it. I've ruined my luck. I'm just checking to make sure. Yeah, like, I'm actually going to go deep into my Mercy because there are no other Void legendaries that I have pulled since Turvold. Like, we can clearly see, this is my entire roster. There are no other Void legendaries I've pulled since Turvold. And that video was how long ago? You ate my luck, Zen? Yeah. Alright, so what's going to happen in the rest of the video today? We are going to go do Chimera because it needs to get done today. Something that I need to change, and for those of you in my clan that are hanging out today, I apologize that I really let you guys down this week. More so for, I only did Hydra on my main account. I did not do it at all on my free-to-play. I did not have enough time last night. And so I'm trying to figure out a balance in my new time schedule, right? Because when my daughter goes to bed, before I would have many, many hours to do Hydra. Now, like on reset day, now I only have a few. And like, I find myself doing Hydra literally until the buzzer last night. I did a team last night. I don't know if we're going to be able to see the scores from yesterday. We won't be able to, but I did a team yesterday on the main account, and I was at like 700 turns. No, I was at 800 turns, and I had 2 minutes left in Clash, so I just saved the run, and I did like total points was like 500 million, so you know it was good, but just for you, I'm gonna waste 10 voids myself. Mikolaj, you're gonna waste 10 voids, and you're going to pull a freaking Siffy, and I'm gonna murder you, is what's gonna happen. What do you think on Deacon or Chronum for Ultra Nightmare? Deacon's tricky. You're talking an unkillable team. I wouldn't even bother. Build your unkillable team. You have it. Build it. It ends there. You build the team. You got Siffy 4 days ago. Hey, how do I ban people? Hold on. Can I ban people on this? I feel like I can, right? Do I need to be on my main account to ban people? Where are you hiding? Where are you? Okay, let's see. Actions. Remove. I can remove you from the clan. Interesting. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you tagged me in Discord. I saw it. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go over to the main account and do that first. And the good news is I'm going to talk you guys through my strategy on Chimera and everything here. Let me not exit it that way. I got to exit it this way. On the free-to-play, I need to make sure, so all my dailies are done. I have a lot of keys left to be used. So what do I need to use? Tag Arena. Technically, that's a refresh. Regular Arena. I'm not going to do the Fortress keys. Not enough energy in the game for me right now. I don't need to use the rest of those silver keys. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set this up for the event dungeon. I would rather do, to be completely honest, I would rather do Minotaur, but hold on. Does this event dungeon count for this? No. We need to do Dragon's Lair. Yep. We need to do Dragon's Lair. We have to get this Dragon's Lair quest done today so we can do the magic one behind it. So I am going to let this run. Hold on. There you go. Cool. All right, we're going to let that run, and then we're going to open up the main account. Oh, Dante, I'm so sorry you've never... I mean, I've never pulled a Siphi either, if that makes you feel any better, but I feel you. She was one of my most wanted a couple of weeks ago, and then I pulled Androck, and that kind of changed things for me quite a bit. Siphi is way lower on my list on the main account now. I wanted Siphi because she was an increased defense champion that I could pair with Harima for Hydra, but Androck kind of shifted a lot of my champions around, and I had such a fun team yesterday that I was playing around with on hard Hydra with a Harima Mikage. It was a lot of fun. Pulled Siphi and Rhodos in the same day, like a week after their release. That's nuts. I don't need her. I have a stacked account. I just want her. Yeah, that's fair. This account, I feel like I'm pretty much exclusively wanting on the main account. I think I really just want mythicals at this point. And much better blessings. That's a big holdup on this account for sure. My blessings. I need a horse. Yes. We are on our way. We're on our way. This is just taking some time. So, but yes, I need a horse very badly. That is true. All right. Brutal, here we go. Now, here's, by the way, for my clan, somebody else is going to have to be the one to tell me when we can do Nightmare, because that did not go great. I am curious about how I would do an Ultra Nightmare. It's still only 2. This needs to be more, because the clans are not killing this. You know what I mean? By the way, that jump up of more than double the HP is crazy for Brutal to Nightmare. That's crazy. The requirement. Check general in Discord. I swear to God, if you... That's not that bad. Yeah, so what he's sharing, he got a 5-star blessing for Androck. That's not that big of a deal. My Androck is like 3-star blessing, so I'm not mad about it at all. If I wasn't like, I'm not that upset about not landing something, but when you're 2 turns into a fight and you can just do it over, then do it over. You know what I mean? All right. Boom, boom. Love it. Extra turns. We'll take those all day. All day. I did brutal, right? Did she just get 3%ed in like 2 different runs back to back like that? To be fair, the one that got resisted is not one that I care about, so that's fine. It's just concerning. What would be good DPS per Chimera without a Newt or a Chrysia? Other enemy max HP is where I would start. What's so nice about Chimera versus other bosses is that the cap for enemy max HP is so much higher on this boss than other bosses of a similar nature. And so I cannot come anywhere close to the amount of enemy max HP damage that I can do with my Newt and a Chrysia with a Ninja Mikage combo. Now, that may change when you get 6-star blessings for certain champions, right? But yeah, Royal Guard I think is fine. Truly. What turn? All right. So I'm gonna talk through this for you guys. So I manual my Chimera fights. Not everybody does. Not everybody has to, but I have an obligation to my clan. Although this time I don't really, but to try and get as many points as we can to mostly kill the boss. That was a big problem for us last week. We killed Nightmare last week, but I had to use 2 keys to do it, and so did a couple of other people. So until people start to improve their teams and get more enemy max HP nukers and kind of figure out the rotations here, we're still going to have to do brutal, which is, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I'm not mad or anything. It's just, I don't even know the right word for it. It's just, I would like to be doing better, right? I'd like to be doing higher, but it is what it is. So, turn 4. The key is, obviously, I don't mind putting buffs up right now, right? Because they're all protected. But going into the next stage, I don't want to have I want my cooldowns available to me, okay? Now, turn 5 is usually when I stop using a lot of cooldowns. But you can see, like, decrease attack is up. I don't need to use my Newt's decrease attack. Now, that's Gwendolyn. By the way, Gwendolyn is so damn good in this fight, and I really think people should start considering using her. Nub just put a video on her, which I was excited to see because I've been talking about her for a while. I just didn't have the confidence in her, if that makes sense. But now that other people are seeing it, I know I was right. And so it makes me feel better about myself. I did pull my Voids demo. We got 11 Voids and 11 rares. Not a good time. The video will be out later today. I will try to get that uploaded today. I have got a lot more free time today. Yesterday was really rough. My daughter being home for the last 2 days was rough. Love her, not complaining, but you know, I don't necessarily have the time to sit down and make a video like I tend to be able to do. So you'll notice a lot of those videos came out late last night or early this morning, and I did it after I got my driver's license today, my new license. We're gonna say, well, it's on turn 4. We can use it. That hits hardest of her abilities. That's why I use it there. Here, I'm just trying to give ourselves increased speed, get a few more turns in. So now we're on turn 5. on turn 5, I'm done using cooldowns that are not damage cooldowns, right? This is just a good habit. Can I get away with using cooldowns right now? Absolutely I can. Why is it a good habit? Because in other stages when he transitions, you don't want to have a lot of buffs. I will put this buff on. Unless they're guaranteed protected, which they're not, because it's a protected set. Again, I'll use my damage dealing abilities, but I'm not going to use... like, I wouldn't use this right now, if that makes sense. Because I want that available for the transition. Now, she's going to die, which is fine. It's part of the plan. We're going to revive her. And now comes the really tricky part. So I'm going to reduce the attack of the boss. Or, sorry. I forget. So this right here. Oh, I didn't land it, so I don't think it worked. Is it this one? Where's the one where he sends the buffs back at me? Because it's going to be a problem. Huh. Well, it's on cooldown anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. I'll give myself increased accuracy here. So Krizia is going to die here. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Yeah, see, there it is. That was what I'm talking about, where they sent the decreased defense and weaken back at me there. The good news is, I'm glad I did that, which is going to sound crazy. I wish I did my A3, but I'm glad I did that because now we have the leech on there. Now, the leech does not fully mitigate the damage, the reflect damage that he does. However, it helps for these lower champions. I should actually be A1ing with her, I think. Alright, I'm going to do this for the increased speed. Watch this, though. Keep look at that. So now they're under decreased defense and weaken. I'm going to get hurt way more now. Yep, see, she dies. A big part of that being because he is in under a decreased defense and weaken. So use that information how you will. I don't care who dies. On this stage, I deliberately bring an AoE reviver. And I think Newt even kills himself. Yeah, Newt kills himself. Not going to bother reviving anybody right now. We don't need to. We're going to wait until we get to turn 10. And then we're going to go ahead and revive everybody. Damage on this phase doesn't matter. Right? It just doesn't. Because any damage you do is just going to kill your guys. If I revive right now, all my guys are going to die again, and I don't want that to happen. So, I'm just going to A1 here. Try to get the fear. Try to mitigate some of this. But Krizia and Newt are going to kill themselves. Now, if he's not under the decreased defense and weaken, Newt lives there because Newt can out-heal his damage. But he does so much more damage with that decreased defense and weaken that he kills himself. It's really funny to see. Good, we got the fear proc there. So now we're on turn 10, and the boss is very high on turn meter. So I feel safe to revive here. And there you go. Now we are ready to go in the next stage. We take very little damage because we had very little unprotected buffs. And we go right back into it. Now, he puts an increased speed on him in this form. So we need to block buffs to prevent him from getting that increased speed. And that's why we have the A3. Okay? So now, back to point 1, right? We want to have, now with this particular team, I can have a total of 8 buffs on there. You're going to see there comes the decreased defense. That is the most buffs that I can, or debuffs I can put out there with this team, just because of that's all that they bring, right? But I want to make sure that those are all up. And then I'll keep extending them. We're going to do that now, because they're all pretty low. Extending them with the owl, right? So she's keeping those. You'll see 6 turns here, 3 turns, 4 turns. The owl A1 is what's getting those extended. Yeah. I realized that Shadow Snake after I kind of had already been into the fight on the ram there. I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to use the A1, but Shadow Snake is right. You A1 on the ram form to do the fear part of the kit. I also think, from what I read on his damage ability, he actually does more damage to Veiled, so I shouldn't use her Veil before we transition, which is a change I need to make mentally. But so this is where we're getting our damage in, mostly. That's going to be the harder hitter. I don't need to use this again for the remainder of this phase, right? Because these 2 buffs are there. And they're not going anywhere. They're going to keep getting extended. So Lydia can just use her A1 and her decreased defense and weaken. And you may be wondering, wait, why would you need to use that? You just said that these debuffs aren't going anywhere. So she brings increased speed with that ability, and I want the increased speed, so I keep using it. So you'll see right here, strengthen and increase speed, some of it protected. She is in a 9-piece protection set. I don't need to use his A2 there. And that's on purpose as well as we get closer into the stacks on the boss. I'm surprised. So I lived in North Dakota for a long time, Hawk, and -40, they would close schools. If it was -40, they closed schools for temperatures that cold before. So I'm actually really surprised that they made your son go, to be honest with you. And that's saying something, because North Dakota, it's like -20 is the average. Like, maybe not -40. It may have been -50, but they closed schools one time. Or actually, I guess I don't know. They closed our daycare for temperatures that much because they were worried that if there was an emergency and they needed to evacuate, they don't want the kids outside for that long. And so they were like, we're going to shut down. So daycares run under different rules, right? The schools may not have cared. All right, so I'm still keeping an eye on the turn meter here. We're on turn meter 14. Yeah, we'll do this here. Definitely not going to use my A2. You don't want to have... What is the next? Is the next form... It's not Viper. It's the easier one, right? It's the lion form. Yep, do this. This. I will take the increased speed here. All right. Do my damage. Now, this is only brutal, so take my damage that I'm doing with a grain of salt. If those of you that are trying to push Nightmare. Although I'm getting amazing procs this fight, so... Small city in Iowa, way north, yeah. Okay. A one-ing here, turn 15. This is the danger turn. I'm going to save that one. Because we're going to want the leech on the next phase of the boss. Alright, lion form. I realize that this form probably does something. This form doesn't scare me, like, at all. I plain and simple, am never scared of this form. I feel like I've died to it once because I, like, probably neglected a very obvious mechanic of the boss, but it just doesn't scare me. I feel like this is where I really get to pump damage, because I'm not worried about landing other abilities or anything like that. That's... Wait, resisted? Honestly, that's a little insane to me. Getting the weak hits on my decreased attack is not ideal. There we go. That's the bigger damage dealer. Everything is up on the boss except for decreased attack. And that's just because I've weak hit twice with it. But the reason I'm going through this over-explain for you guys is because I feel like far too many people are simply going to dismiss the fact and say, well, you have Acrizia and Newt. And it's like, Acrizia and Newt aside, if you're going into certain phases with full friggin' debuffs, like, or with no buffs or too many buffs or whatever, like, you're gonna hurt yourself. You really want to be aware of what you're doing, what turn count you're on, what is your strategy, what is your approach, those types of things. I want to make sure that people understand that this is a very mechanical fight. Don't treat this like a raid boss. Treat it more like a World of Warcraft type boss, in my opinion. Different phases, you do different things. You use abilities, you don't use abilities, right? Like, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, if I didn't have Newt and Acrizia, I'd substitute somebody else in there, right? We'd probably do less damage. In fact, before I put in Newt and Acrizia, I was doing Mikage and Ninja, right? There's an option for everybody to use. It does good damage. It doesn't do Acrizia level damage. I mean, she's hitting for almost 1 million a hit. Ninja never even came close to that amount of damage. Alright, so we are on now stage 20. This is where we want to make sure that we're saving some of our stuff. I'm okay using this because I want the increased speed and get a few more turns. We'll use this to get a big heal from the leech, which, by the way, keep in mind, guys, my only healing in this is leech. Okay, only is an unfair word. Technically, there's healing from Duchess, but that's only if she revives somebody, I think. Johannes, I'm not saying that somebody can do that. I'm saying that if they don't have enemy max HP damage dealers, that they can find alternatives to do what level they're at. You guys keep in mind, like Chimera is a boss. It's a progression boss. You're not everybody. Remember when you started doing clan boss way back when? You didn't have the champions to do Ultra Nightmare right away, right? A lot of us don't have the champions to do Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare, Chimera right away. That's okay. Work within your limitations to do the highest possible you can and get the best rewards you can and keep building your roster, and then eventually, you know, you're going to get to that point. That's what I'm saying. I want to be clear about that. I'm not telling people you're going to be fine, just throw in Mikage and Ninja. No, you're not going to do anywhere near the type of damage that enemy max HP nukers are able to do on this boss. But you're still going to do a good bit of damage that should get you a reasonable chest in the hard and maybe even brutal difficulty, depending on your blessings. Yes, I do, Hawk. If you type !takeover, you're going to see a message about how I do takeovers. It's a little outdated and I need to update it. But on my Discord, there is a section. Tomorrow is Takeover Thursday, where I will do takeovers for people who are members of the channel or subscribers on Twitch. Membership is the paid membership, the $4.99 membership on the YouTube, and it's $5.99 on Twitch because Twitch raised their prices. So if you are a member or a subscriber, I do account takeovers on Thursdays on video. I have one scheduled for tomorrow. They're going to get a message from me as soon as I'm done streaming today. All right, so we want to block the increased speed here. Was just venting that one keying UNM is locked behind literally 3 champs. Yeah, it's not great that they're putting so much emphasis on enemy max HP. I agree with you there. Fast Swim, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate that. If you guys can't see the numbers through here, just let me know. I can minimize this. Or I can always make it more translucent. I think I need to. People have been complaining about it a bit. Good. Alright. I'm going to A1 here to try and extend those debuffs so I don't have to necessarily reapply some of them. As somebody that's had an Acrisia and then watched Acrisia fall off the planet when it came to Hydra, I am very glad that this is an enemy max HP boss. Dependent boss. However, it's not great for everybody else. Again, takeovers on Thursday are the only requirement. There's no dollar amount involved. I will do them for anybody. Well, there is a dollar amount, but you don't pay me up front. You are either a member or a subscriber on Twitch. A member on YouTube or a subscriber on Twitch. And if there's time, I will get to somebody on Takeover Thursday, right? That's my only thing. Paid takeovers, I don't know yet what I want to charge. I'm leaning towards probably like $50 an hour, which is what was recommended to me by other content creators in the space. So, again, I'm a little uncomfortable about taking money from people for takeovers in that way. So for now, we're going to do Takeover Thursday, but I want to do this. I want to be a raid content creator full time. That I'm not making any money. I make like $200 a month doing this. Can you imagine? I mean, I know a lot of people are in different countries. That might be a lot, but like it's enough to help out with some of the bills for my wife, basically. And so, look, a lot of content creators aren't going to talk to you guys about this kind of stuff. A lot of content creators are going to keep that kind of stuff and be, private or whatever, but I just don't see the point in that. Like, I think it's a military thing. When I was in the military, you can find out what anybody in the military makes right now. Like, I can type in a base. I can find out what their base pay is and what their housing allowance is, and I will know exactly how much they pay. So it was no secret what I got paid for like my entire military career. So I'm a little more like open about money conversations, and so I apologize if that is offensive to anybody, because I know some people get upset about that kind of stuff. But yeah, my goals for what I want to make as a content creator are actually very low compared to probably what I could make with my degree. But this is helping my mental health far more than anything else. One free and one paid. Colred is who I've been. Colred, when we did the collab with Colred, he gave me so much great advice. I am forever indebted to him for all the amazing advice he gave me on how to become a content creator. What did I do in the military? So I will tell you guys what I did. I cannot go into too many specifics, and you'll understand why when I tell you my title, but I will tell you my duty title. I was a nuclear weapons technician. So I will say this, it sounds way bigger of a deal than it actually is. I don't want anybody to be misled and be like, he's a freaking physicist, he's a nuclear scientist. No. No, I was a glorified mechanic, essentially, is the best way that I can like explain it in layman's terms. But Air Force. Yeah, Air Force. 2W2. And what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. My whole career was in Minot, North Dakota. I was only in for 10 years. I got out at 10. That's the halfway point for me. I said, okay, if I'm not fully committed at 10 years, there's more to it. I had a really bad interaction with the leadership, with one of my master sergeants that I was like, yeah, this ain't for me, and I got out. But I struggled with a lot of mental health issues, and I don't know if you have ever heard of Fast Swim. You seem to know what you're talking about a little bit. I don't know if you ever heard of PRP, but I was on PRP, and that doesn't mesh very well if you have mental health issues. And so I was up and down on PRP a lot, and so I had a leadership. One of my master sergeants basically called me in the office when I went down on PRP, and he's like, I thought we were done with this shit. And I was like, that's what you're gonna say to me? Like, I just thought about like ending things 48 hours ago, and that's what you're gonna come at me with? And I was like, this ain't for me, man. I can't. I'm too unstable for this. So you're Air Force 2, currently in Alaska? That's awesome. I have one of my... She got out. I don't know that I can say friend, but somebody that I was in with towards the end of my career, she got out, and her boyfriend, maybe husband now, are in Alaska. I think he's security forces. But yeah, that whole interaction, like I actually was planning on re-enlisting. I was planning to do 20. Like I was going to do it, and that interaction changed it. And I went home to my wife in tears. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, I was in tears. My wife's still in. She's still active duty. But I went to her in tears, and I was like, I'm too messed up, man. Like, I don't have the mental health. If this is what the expectation is, that when I have that we're just supposed to solve my mental health stuff, and it you know, that's not how that works. And if that's the expectation that my leadership has, like, I can't meet that. So you know, it sucks because the base we're at now, I'm going to be able to get treatment again. But for the last 3 years when we were in the East Coast, I was not getting treatment for my mental health issues, which obviously I'm here. It's fine. But that was a real concern for quite a while. All right, we're on turn 25. Let's focus up here just for a second, guys. I love story time. So I'll answer questions in just a second. Let me focus up turn 25 right before Viper. We're right before Viper, so we want to make sure that we're leaving some stuff. So we don't want to use that ability. We want that ability when Viper starts. So we're just going to A1 here. Do not use decreased attack on turn 25 for Newt. Don't do it. Shoot. He's going to steal this speed. We have no way to get rid of it. Do not want to risk giving him a block debuffs, so we're just going to continue here. Again, just going to A1. All right. Get those out. Get some damage in. Get that leech up. There we go. Get a little healing. This is the important part. This has to land. There we go. Lockout complete. All right. So that's what makes Lydia, in my opinion, so essential for this fight. Now, are there other lockout champions? Absolutely. But do those lockout champions also bring strengthen, speed, decreased defense, weaken? No. And that's why Lydia needs to become a priority for so many people now, in my opinion. If she wasn't already. And she, on my free-to-play, she wasn't really a priority. I'm being honest with you guys. And now she is. So, let's go back to story time here. Did I enjoy the military? I love the people that I met in the military. One of them was in chat yesterday. And then another one was in chat the other day. I still have friends for life from the military. And what's so cool about the military and the friends that you made in the military, it's kind of like extended family. And what I mean by that is, like, I don't go out of my way to message one of my cousins or an aunt or an uncle, right? Like, I don't talk to them every single day. But several months go by and you send that little, hey, how's it going? How you been? And you just jump right back in because you're family. That's how it is with my military friends. I cannot see them for I mean, it's been years for some of them that I've not seen. And you know, you get a drunken phone call. Oh man, we miss you so much, dude. You know, like, there's nothing like it. I loved the connections and the relationships that I made in the military. I will never take those for granted. But the military definitely takes a toll on mental health, right, that we've talked about, and other kind of stuff. So there's a trade-off there for sure. So I think I have an extra turn on her right now. Yes, I do. Okay. There we go. At least we got 2 stacks on some of those. What I wanted to do in the military was a tank commander. Is that a officer or enlisted role? Did you know an officer last name Treat? Missileer? No, I never would have known the Missileers. My role was very separate from theirs. So I never interacted. The only Missileers that I ever interacted with were ones that came to my squadron to be officers in my squadron after they got promoted. Yeah, prioritize your health over your career for sure. You're in the med group, you understand that. Yeah, health over job any day. My brother was in the military. My dad was fighting the Serbs. I don't know what that means, to be honest. I'm not a big into other nature or other countries' wars, but I'm Roadblock. Took Roll Guard into Chimera and first time one keyed brutal. Thanks, mate. You're welcome, man. What's so cool is, like, in the past, when it came to enemy max HP nukers, I would not bring, I would not put them in ignore defense gear, right? That was not what you usually put an enemy max HP nuker in, because you're not going to hit the max, or it's capped, right? So it doesn't matter how much ignore defense you have. You can have 100% ignore defense. You're not going to do over this percentage of damage. The defense on this boss is so damn high that I have ignore defense on my Acrisia, and it's increased her damage a ton. I think I do want to extend these buffs one turn. Should I go for the Queen's Fury Queen tournament? I think so. It could be the build on your Royal Guard, Loco. Is why Harima is doing the same. Harima, she smacks, and she builds up over time, right? So I'm not surprised that Harima did more damage at all. I'm not. I think Royal Guard's multipliers, as far as an enemy max HP nuker, are lower than some of the newer ones that we've encountered in the game. Let's see. Yeah, we can give myself increased speed here. I remember in high school when the military gave the practice ASVAB test, I got a 90, and every day during class I was taken out and the Army wanted to talk. Yeah. It was really funny when I went in. I didn't join the military until I was older. I joined after I was 21. So I was much older when I joined. And I remember going into the recruiter, and she gave me a practice ASVAB, and I walked out and showed her the score, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you're good. Like, you don't need to study. We'll see you at MEPS." I was like, do other people have to study? She's like, "Oh, all the time." Both in Savage, though Royal Guard doesn't have Helm Smasher and Harima has. I don't think that's the big part of it. Yeah, the multiplier on Royal Guard is lower. Yeah. Well, we can do damage here. Yeah, I think I'm fine using that. It's risky going into the transformation here. By the way, this normally shouldn't take 37 minutes. I'm doing a lot of talking in between turns. I want the increased speed there, which is why I used that. I will save the leech, though, because we're going to take a... I hate when I can't tell that she's going to get the extra turn, because I could have used the leech there, but it is what it is. My other grandpa was in Germany as a mechanic. Because I have such a... global audience. That sounds really egotistical, and I don't mean it in that sense, but because a lot of my audience members are from different countries, I do get a little nervous talking about my military experience, because not everybody is going to feel the same way about people in the American military as right? So but there's so many fun stories and like dumb stuff and funny stuff and like ridiculous stuff that people don't know about the military that are fun to share. You see people's faces and they're like, "Wait, really?" Yeah, I'm a spy for... Uh, Johannes, don't worry. My Chinese spy on TikTok is doing your job for you, so you can just relax. You can take the day off. As a part of the RDF, so it's gonna be our defense force, right? So Romanian, Royal. Okay. Well, at least I was right. About Defense Force. I was right about Defense Force. What country would be Royal Defense Force? Because it's not British military, I don't think. I think you were talking about Germany, though, weren't you? So maybe that. Oh, you were guessing, too? The Bahamas. They've got Royal Force? Oh, okay. You over there Googling? Rwanda. That's interesting. I hear that name thrown out a lot. I'm very, like, it's a bad trait to have, but it's just being honest. I am very, like, closed with my knowledge about what's going on in other countries and things like that. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I don't know that I can do anything about it, you know? If you don't mind here. Huh? I don't know what that means. You're talking about if you can put their Instagram in my chat? I don't see why not. Don't worry, it's just an American thing, I think. Yeah, well, we have our own things to be worried about right now. I think for me, I'm more concerned about, like, quite frankly, my life right now, because this is the when I was, so when you guys saw me streaming before I moved, right? I was working, I'll say where I was working now. I was working for Xfinity, which is an internet provider in a lot of the United States, right? And I was working in their retail store as a glorified Walmart greeter. So I would check people in on a tablet, and they would, you know, and they would come in and be like, "God, fix my cable, turn it on, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "What's your name? Do. Have a seat." And then I don't do anything else, right? And I got paid very little for that. I have a bachelor's degree in cybersecurity, and that's the job that I was doing. But the point of this story is that this is the first time right now, other than this past summer, that I have been completely without a job. I have my disability income. I've talked about that before because I'm a disabled veteran, but I don't have any other income right now. And that's why I keep making these pushes about memberships and subscribing and liking and, like, you know, I don't know what else to do. I need to be available for my daughter. We went to GameStop yesterday. I took my daughter to get her haircut, and the GameStop in the mall, because we got her haircut at the mall, had a now hiring sign. And, like, I guarantee you I could get that job. I looked up how much it paid. It paid more than what I was making at Xfinity, but the problem is that retail hours suck. So how am I supposed to pick up my daughter from school at, 3 o'clock when I'm going to be working until 8 o'clock? It's like, and my wife's has her schedule that's very locked in. Then military, like, they're not going to be super flexible about that and be like, "Oh yeah, no, you can just cut out 3 hours early every day. Like, so I'm like, okay, I either find a work from home job, or why don't we try content creation and see if we can make it profitable? No. Guys, don't. This is where it gets so tricky. I am a person that shares my life. I'm a sharer, and I think that's what makes me a unique content creator. Not everybody is gonna be as open about their life as I am, but I'm more open than others, and that's entertaining to some and not entertaining to others. This is not a guilt trip. I'm not trying to guilt anybody. I'm simply sharing my personal experiences with you guys so you know what is going on with me. That's it. That's all I'm saying. If you don't have any money to don't. Just don't. That's fine. I am considering doing a merch thing. That dude Sam says DoorDash and Uber Eats. I did DoorDash before. I did do that before. It was a very bad experience for somebody that has really high anxiety. And I just moved to this new city. I don't know my way around it. I'm not comfortable doing it. And my wife honestly was not a fan of me doing it either. So, yeah. I agree though. Push comes to shove. Look, if we find out that I can't pay bills in a month or two from now, right? Then I'm not going to be streaming. I'm going to have to figure it out and go work part-time or do something, right? Like, you know, I will stop chasing my dream. But for now, we're able to make bills okay. My wife is able to make bills okay. I'm not helping any. I'm paying all of my own bills. I would like to make a little bit more. So, like, my goal, my monthly goal is to hit $1,000 a month. That's what I want to hit. That's all I'm looking to do. I like and I don't care like how much I go over that in the future. That is my floor. If I can do that, then I'm happy. I will be very, very happy. Also, shut up, Jane. Woodworking? Yeah, that's the thing. Well, I'm also thinking about doing other content creation, like hobbies and stuff. Like I have behind me, I have like some unbuilt Gundams and stuff. I see people on TikTok doing that. Oh, I need to start doing my TikTok. I set that up. I gotta finish. Well, I didn't complete the setup process, so. Good. That's what I wanted to have happen before, but it didn't land because of weak affinity. So that keeps my leech and my speed up. And that will help mitigate some of the damage I take. Now, again, Acrizia is going to die here. That's fine. We know that's going to happen. This is all about just making it through this. Let's do the fear here. Yeah. I've done shorts. We're working on a short right now. Skydoodle came to me with an idea for a short from yesterday that I think will be really good. But shorts don't do as well for Raid because people don't really look at Raid in that context. Like I play this game every single day, and I've never had a Raid TikTok come across my feed, right? So one of the things I'm trying to do to kind of branch out a little bit, My Game Mondays. Now, because we're doing the free-to-play challenge, My Game Monday, the game I want to play, is the free-to-play account. But when the challenge is over, My Game Mondays are going to be games that I want to play. So XCOM is up there. That's one where you guys can participate. You can make characters for me to control in that game. We could do Baldur's Gate. I like strategy games, so there's like a Star Wars game, a Warhammer games, Total War games, all games that I love that I would like to do on the channel. Now that may not be content that you guys want to see, but that will help me get a break from Raid once a week, and maybe branch out a little bit too. Hey RB, have you tried Marvel Rivals yet? That would be a good game for Mondays. Yes, I have tried it. I've played it with Itari. He was in the chat earlier today. He's a real life friend of mine. He makes content on the game actually, and I am intrigued by it. I was pretty decent at Overwatch. The concern I have for games like that is it's such a saturated field for content creators. It's really hard to stick out. You either have to be like top 500 or really freaking entertaining in order to make it in that genre. And so it's great for a My Game Monday. If I feel the urge, if I'm like, man, I have the itch, I really want to play Marvel Rivals, My Game Monday will do it, right? But I love the idea of you guys making characters for an XCOM campaign and then getting you guys killed. No offense. Yeah, I did a shard opening short. Like, I'll show it to you. I can find it real quick. It's my only short on the channel. But it's a really good short. Like, here's my thing about shorts, okay? I've pulled only 2 void legendaries. Sorry, I had to figure out how to pause it. So here's my thing about the short, all right? Is this took me a couple hours to edit to make it look good. I've pulled only 2 void legendaries on the free-to-play. Here we go. Looking for epics. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Let's go, dude! Let's go! Oh my god! Oh my god! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? That was the last time I pulled a Void Legendary, by the way, guys. So the amount of work that went into me making that video and getting it to look like a high quality short was more than I personally feel like I'm willing to invest on such a small return. That video did 1.2 thousand views, so 1,200 views. That's good for a video like on my YouTube channel. I expected the short to do better, and it just didn't. And so I don't know. And I took a lot of time to edit that and do the cuts and, you know, the zoom in on the shard and everything. Oh, we're getting new subclasses? Yeah, I've never beaten it. I played it for a long time, and then content creation really ramped up, and I could not find a way to fit that in my schedule when we started moving. So that game went on the back burner, and now, like, I'm the type of guy that when I play an RPG and I get taken out of it for so long, it's like, if I go to pick it back up, do I even remember the story anymore, you know? Fear. Yeah. Almost happened to me right now with whether or not I was going to remember what I'm going to do. to beat the boss. All right, let's go ahead. I'm just going to keep A1ing here. And get the fear. Do the revive now. Beautiful. Never played Fallout 4. Never played any Fallout game. Who is that you're reacting to? That was me. That was me. What do you mean? That was my short. I pulled Georgia the Breaker and Turvold in the same 10 pull on my free to play account. Here, I'll put a link to that short. So you guys can watch it yourselves. I've pulled Wait, I saw a comment that didn't show up on my main feed here, but I'll read it because it's in my thing here. Block fishing channel or hunting or automotive. Bro, I would do OnlyFans if it would pay the bills, man. I have no shame, man. If I thought there was any world where people wanted to see a fat hairy man naked, that I would do it. Like, I'm the type of guy that is totally fine, like, broadcasting my life. Like, if I was to buy a new computer and build it for the first time, I would stream it. I'd put the camera on myself and be like, hey, we're doing X, Y, and Z, right? Like I showed you guys my office the other day, right? And not all of you were there. We have a lot more viewers today, I think, than we had the other day, but you know, it makes me feel not good about myself. I don't know why. But yeah, like, I showed off my sword and some of my collectibles and stuff, like. Like, so, okay, I haven't talked much about this, but since we have a lot of people in here and we're chatting about this, so next month is my birthday, okay? And I want to do a really big birthday stream, and I had a goal. I want to know what you guys think about this. Why is my chat... It's not updating every YouTube comment. I don't like that because I'm going to end up missing. You're going to see some of my stuff on screen here. Sorry about that, guys, but I don't want to miss I'm missing a bunch of chats or not. Okay, so let me... It's annoying. Well, either way, over on YouTube, music reactions are also lucrative. Yeah, but I don't know anything about music. What are your hobbies outside of Raid? Hawk said. And then he said, hit that like button. I don't know why my multi-chat feature is not picking up those words. Hobbies outside of Raid. I want to get back into Warhammer. That is an expensive hobby. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. I do have some Gundam model kits behind me. I've showed those off on camera. I like sports. I want to get back into bowling to kind of meet people in the new area here. But it's a time thing, right? Taking me away from my wife and my daughter, and so I don't know that I feel fully comfortable with that. Yeah, I mean, gaming is a big part. I don't get to play any other games anymore because I'm running 3 accounts, and then between Hydra and Chimera now, and all the thing, you know, because it's not like Jane came in and joked and was like, you know, said the thing about, oh, you're manualing brutal respect or whatever, and it's like, it's not in me to not do something to the fullest of my ability. Like, we just talked about that job I had, but it was kind of like a mundane job, right? Where I was just a glorified Walmart greeter. They freaking loved me there because I worked hard at it. I made sure I knew what was going on. I, you know, did extra work when I had downtime. Like, I'm a tryhard. Bro, my chat is not updating, and I'm gonna get really mad about this. Is ground control updating? I run 6 accounts. Yeah, that one is, so we'll keep that one up. I run 6 accounts. I play War Thunder and a few other games. Who should I make my 5-star? Ornn or Gorgrab? I say Gorgrab as well. Yeah, I think Gorgrab is a well-rounded support. Ground control to major robot. So this on the screen where you guys are you see my mouse on there, that's actually just ground control. This is my chat app. Because Stream Elements now does multi-streaming for free, and you can do this ground control and get the chat. The other chat is not updating. It has not updated since Skydoodle said what he said, so I don't know what happened there. I've got 1 account and don't manual Hydra. Yeah, I mean, look, not everybody is about that, right? I am about it. I'm fine with that. I'm not expecting everybody to be on my level. Even my own clanmates, I don't expect them to be. Wait, that didn't mean it the way that came out. I don't expect everybody to put in the amount of effort that I put in. And I think it's unfair to expect that. This was something that I ran into when I was working retail, right? It's like I'm busting my butt to be the best greeter that I can be, which is a very mundane, like meaningless job almost. In fact, they didn't replace me. They just got rid of the role altogether when I left. But just because I want to work hard at what I do doesn't mean that other people want to work hard. And I'm not their manager. I'm not their boss. So I don't care how hard they do or do not work. I'm going to put my head down and do my job to the best of my ability. And however that reflects on me and other people is up to other people. So that's just how I am. Hey, Vodka! With the resubscribe. Man, I feel like I have not seen you in a very long time, Vodka. I was just talking about you in PJ's chat the other day. They took down one of your teams finally? I was sad, and I was a little selfish because I think Bards asked me to put a Lizardmen team there, and I was just too busy lately to remember to change it. I was sad that they beat the Skinwalker team, but it wasn't Skinwalkers only, so I think it's a better team when it's Skinwalkers only. I haven't been on Twitch in weeks. Yeah, I noticed, man. I missed you. Don't tell anybody. Well, I'm glad to have you back. Always love seeing you. That resist. I don't understand this game sometimes. It feels like it's greater than 3%. I'm just saying. Pretty much since Chimera out and that live arena quest bullshit. I gotta say, I don't do it every day, but I do kind of like the rewards in live arena right now. That's all I'll say. I don't think it needs to be an advanced quest. I think that's messed up, especially now that I'm trying to do advanced quests more on the challenge account, but I like Chimera a lot. The problem with Chimera is the time sink that it takes. And they tried to manage that, but why not just give us all one rotation of it, right? End it at 25 instead of, or I guess that 25 is not the middle of it, but yeah. I just don't know why we have to do it twice. Turn 48. Yeah, we can do this. If you like it, do mine. I don't have the time to do live arena still, even with all the changes to my schedule. I think take it out of quests and put a full energy pot in live arena for 3 wins. Yeah. Make it something. I've actually done live arena quite a few times when I needed energy on my main, since I'm not spending money on my main anymore. And I'm like, crap, I need more energy and I don't want to use my gems. What do I do? Oh, live arena. And then I go get that 100 energy and use it. Or however much it is. I think it's 100. You do one day, like you do 1 per day. I try to get my 5 wins and then I usually stop. Because that chest is pretty rewarding too. Oh, I miss it more than some. I miss it a lot of days. But to be fair, like, I didn't do... on my free-to-play account, I didn't do Hydra yesterday. Like, I didn't do Hydra this last week on my free-to-play. And that's going to change. Like, we're going to do a lot more Hydra and Chimera on the channel now, so that doesn't happen again. Because I can't get burned like that. That really hurt my account. Turn 50. We're going to hold that. I've been winning a lot more since that was added, but I'm a much lower rank than you are. Yeah, that is something that their reasoning behind it is, like, it makes sense. It's causing an error in the game if it's true. But it hurts when it happens in the game. Like, it really sucks when it happens in the game and you're doing ally attacks. I had it a ton with my Brutal team yesterday. Gold 2 is horrible. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it's not taking any of the chat from YouTube for some reason all of a sudden. So I'm sorry that my chat thing is kind of down. Or you guys can't see. It's working for you guys. It's not working in the in-game one. So that's why I have the backup chat, which is working. So that's good. Okay. Yep, we want to add this. That. Icky's not in here, but I am coming for Icky's. I'm not getting beat for Clash points on Hydra next week. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I got a team. I got a couple teams ready to go. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do the block buffs. He's going to get a speed buff now. I forgot about that. She might be fast enough, though. Maybe? We can hope that she's fast enough. Hey, let's go. Calculated. I can't wait for 2 times Ancient Chance. She's A1 into a protected head instead of a neck. Oh, okay. You're talking further than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ally protect or the ally attack not killing or not like stopping after the head dies. Yes, what you're talking about sucks too. Yeah, ally attacking into protected heads. No, that stuff sucks. But I don't get it. It doesn't happen to me because I manual my fights, but not everybody wants to do that, which I understand. No, that sucks. Other stuff they seem to fix so quickly, though, but they can't fix that? Interesting. You haven't manualed in a while? That's fair. You don't really need to honestly, don't. Because if you start manualing, we're going to get so high into Hydra Clash that we're never going to place. Okay. I was telling PJ, and no disrespect to anybody in our clan, but I was telling PJ, I was like, we have no business being in tier 6. Well, if you started doing Hydra on reset instead of the last 3 minutes, maybe we would win some Hydra clashes recently. Nah, we're winning this week, man. I'm calling it. Because I am pumped to put in my new teams. So, we made a new main team yesterday using Androck, who just blew my mind. And then I found a really good hard team, and I want to try it on Brutal and see if I can do the same thing on Brutal. Because it actually suffers from me killing the heads too quickly sometimes. The problem with it is that it's the only damage dealer in the team is Harima. So I am a little afraid about it falling off. Yeah, I mean, there is the fact that they still can't beat you, but like at tier 4, we were losing, like we were having these really long drawn out battles and losing by 1 battle or winning by 1 battle, like and ever since you joined, it's like not even close. I know, exactly. I want one more Lamasu win, and then, like, let's go chill in tier 5. Give vodka a week break, and we'll be fine. Did it take you to beat that last guy in the tower? I can take a look here in one turn, in a couple more turns, but we had that one guy in the tower that we were really struggling to beat. You got 0 usable mythical feral? I haven't looked at mine yet. We can take a look at what I got. I'm so mad. Look, I understand in the essence of fairness, I get it, but it was such a brilliant strategy to be in a tier 6 and get feral gear on my challenge account, and I was super looking forward to that, dude. Would have been so funny. You have a long... Oh, that's right, Vodka. You're way behind on us because you couldn't get a win, right? No, we need 2 more wins and I get her. I think. We're going to save that. We want that for the next turn. I don't want to give the chance for block debuffs to be stolen. So we're just going to continue to finish out with our... Yeah, we want to go into this naked. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and put a leech on. Do a little damage. There we go. Lockout. Let's go. I always get worried about that being 3%ed. Is there anybody in the game that has an irresistible lockout? I'm at 54 shards on this account. The other is likely the same-ish area or frags for her. Rhonda? Okay. For Hydra, in our one of colored team, we win every Hydra. What? I'm sorry. I just had a memory about Jane telling me that when I put my video out about Chimera, he was like, cool, you have Newt and Acrizia. That's how you beat the challenges of Chimera. Did you finally get your Hydra done? Yes. Despite my rage quit yesterday, I did get my Hydra done. I eventually found a team that worked great. I'm in Colred's clans. One of his, we won every Hydra rotation. Gotcha. Yes, I got 2 Hydra runs done yesterday on the main and none done on the free-to-play, which it happens. But I was literally doing my second key for the main clan until reset. Like, there were 2 minutes left on reset, or left on Clash when I ended it, because I wanted to make sure that it counted for Clash. And it was a pretty good damage-dealing Brutal team. I'm sure there's probably a better version of the team I could figure out, but... it was really fun, and sometimes for me that's more exciting than a team that can do more damage. I'll show you guys the team in a bit. The two teams. I'll show you both teams. Because I took out, what's her face? Duchess, and I put Elva on my main team. Well, we're talking about Hydra teams, but yeah, Elva Armands does sound frustrating in Arena. They got through post 7. All right, we'll take a look at what's going on after this. Hey, grats on Shamil. I saw that they fought their way over to one of the mana posts this morning, but I haven't looked since. I'm not really a huge fan of Duchess for Hydra. Elva's pretty good in 9 protection. She is in 9 protection, yeah. I'm not either, but she was providing a much-needed revive that I... So, what happens with my Nightmare team, everyone survives just fine, but if RNG puts the reflect damage on Suffering, my Acrisia dies. So I needed a reviver. And I wanted mitigation for the fear. So Duchess does that. Elva kind of does it. She's not that great at it. But she is better because I did not have an increased speed on my team. Or a cleanse. That's the thing I don't like about Duchess. If Duchess could cleanse, which would be insane if she could, considering her kit. But it's the one thing that she lacks that I really want from other champions. And so Elva cleansing made a big difference in my capabilities. Yes. Fina is amazing in Hydra. Yes, that's why I tried to pull for her on the main account yesterday. Unfortunately, even with 2 legendary pulls, I did not get Fina. One turn, there it is. I was about to say 1 turn to hit 2 million more damage, and we got there. Edit team, right? No, I'm just kidding. Keep result. Yeah, exactly, Toxic. It's a big vulnerability for my Acrizia. Is the reflect buff. Because other champions, it doesn't do enough damage, but for Suffering, because his HP is so high, the amount of damage, like Acrizia hits him for when it's a dead head, Acrizia hits him for 1,000,000. Sometimes that he'll die, but he put the debuff, the little portal buff, on like one of my champions, and I'll attack the dead head with Acrizia and do 1,000,000 per hit, and then kill my whatever champion had the debuff on them. Oh man. All right, let's go take a look at Siege. Oh, you just meant that they beat it. You didn't necessarily mean that they progressed anywhere on it. Yeah. So who beat the one in the tower? I assume it was Vodka. Yeah. Oh, it took you. Oh, that's right. Icky tried and failed. Yeah. So you just easy peasy, one shot, no problem. Where was the team I could have beat? I was mad. This team I could have beat so easily. I was so mad that it took me an unnecessary amount of times, and then I ran out of good champions. I can only imagine, right? So because right when you talked about this in Discord, right? So they did this and they found Vodka, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, don't do that. And then they did post 3, and then they got to post 7 and they found Vodka, and they're like, okay, yeah, don't do that. So then they went post 2 through post 8 and 10 and got all, and then found 15, and they're like, damn it, he's everywhere. No, I'll be doing Hydra tomorrow. Well, shoot, no, I won't. Takeovers tomorrow. I'll be doing Hydra on Friday. But yes, Hydra is getting done not on Tuesday night anymore. The time change just really messed me up because I could pull that off on the East Coast. I had 2 extra hours to work with, but here my daughter goes to bed and I have 2 less hours before Hydra's turn in. Nah, guys. I can't. The reason I'm not going to do Hydra right now is because I need to do more Chimera. But, alright, fine. We'll do it. We'll do Hydra. And then I'll do Chimera last minute tonight instead. So, I want to show off the 2 teams. So this team, but I take out... In fact, let me change it. Take out Duchess. And put in... Elva. I feel like I made another change. I took out Newt. And then I put in Androck. So this team is really fun. So Androck comes out of the Brutal team, right? Took out the Bunny Rabbit. Now I put Duchess in that team. What did I do there? I gotta remember. Hang on, let me go through this. So... it's not my Hex Provoker. Oh, yeah, it was Lydia. But this team actually worked on hard. I don't know if it works on brutal. Time to keep notes. I have 2 notebooks full. I did take a picture of the team. In fact, let me edit it real quick. So this is the team, and you can see Duchess, Padrig, Harima. Is that Archer Queen, I think? Mikage and Lydia. Helps if you don't take pictures of them when they're all invisible, but, you know. It still worked. So previously I was using him as a block debuffer, but thanks to Skydoodle, who was like, hey, use him as just a friggin' stat, like a speed booster. And that's what I use him as, and it's just brilliant. Just amazing. I don't know if this team will work on Brutal, though. So I want to try it on Brutal and see if it'll work. So on paper, it's a terrible team. The reason I say that is because I only have 1 nuker. Let me show you. All right, I'm going to show you guys what it does on hard first. And you're going to be like, holy crap. First and foremost, I have to kill this head. If I don't kill this head, then I have to start over. Now, see, I don't think I can kill that head on Brutal, which is a concern, right? So Lydia is my block debuffer. Once Harima starts to get ramped up, she friggin' crushes. My best provoke champion is the Orc Mythical. I keep wanting to say Mezimel. I know that's not right. Who am I can't remember her name. So it's kind of like a weird single target team. And I just keep using her to target solo heads. Geralt, thank you. I think Dark Kale's fallen off a bit now that Poisons have fallen off a bit. Helm Smasher... Is that the black... Yes, Helm Smasher Mastery. I don't... What's the blessing called that ignores defense? She doesn't have that. Ah, stupid. Hex. Crushing Rend. Yeah, I don't have Crushing Rend because she's only, I think, a 5-star blessing now. But yeah, hit for 1.3 million. Like, I don't know what Ninja... I mean, we could try it with Ninja in here because I did see that comment. But, it's complicated pie. It depends on what I need in the moment, and it depends on the value of the gear. Like, I'll rework lower 3 pieces, meaning gloves, chest, and boots, for like Feral or Merciless, because I really need those pieces, right? But like for other sets like Savage, Lethal, and other sets that are less good these days, I'll probably only do the top 3, because I don't want to waste the rerolls. What was that? That was Itari just resubscribing for 5 months in a row. Thank you, Itari, for the sub. No, because there's the no, you because you get the purple ones. So I would use the purple ones to rework epic gear. Now, the question is, will she hit hard enough on Brutal? They're about to die, so I'm actually going to put it over here. Ah, okay. Didn't realize the different or color related to type of piece. Thanks. Yeah. Make sure you're not using your mythical ones on a epic. I mean, that's a weak affinity hit. And she's hitting for 1,000,000 hit. That's what my Acrizia does on Nightmare. On one head. Only one head that Acrizia does that on. So that's the hard. Now, if I take that team and I try it on Brutal, I think it doesn't work. But I kind of have a plan for it here. So, how do I want to do this? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Because I can already tell my plan is about to fail here. No, it didn't. Okay, cool. We have just enough speed to pull that off, right? Got to keep that buff extended. Kind of a mistake to use that there. I just realized I'm definitely not going to use her A3 right now. But I feel confident we can push through this. There we go. Poison Cloud gone. What are the repercussions for losing a battle in this game? So, if you lose a regular battle, you lose energy. You don't get the rewards for the energy that you put into it. If you're talking about this battle, you get 3 keys a week. So you just want to make sure you get your best possible key and that you don't run out of time like I did last night and I didn't get to use all my keys. But so for this boss, you get 3 keys a week, but you can't use any one champion more than one time. So you have to come up with 3 separate teams. So it's a later game concept. So my damage right now is slower than the pace I would like to be at. I'd like to be at 1,000,000 per turn. How do you get 3-star Nightmare 12/7? The easiest way is the Paragon cheese. So Mortu Macabre and his special ability. Oh, provoke. Yeah, that wasn't up. Mortu Macabre's special ability does not go through unkillable, but it does go through block damage. So if you bring an unkillable champion, Paragon being the easiest to get your hands on, Paragon can solo it because Paragon can't be killed by Mortu Macabre, which is how you see a lot of people do it. I don't know why I attacked there. That was foolish. All right, this shows some promise. So we're going to come back and try that. But I'll show you how to do 12/3 Nightmare the easiest way. is Thor. I'm actually going to fail here because I didn't manual it. Oh, that's brutal. My bad. I've been farming on Nightmare so much that I just assumed I was on Nightmare. A resist? That's a strange one. When I first did Nightmare 12-3, you gotta bring a nuker. Enemy max HP doesn't really work the way you'd like it to because he doesn't have as much HP. Ugh. So the first time I ever did it, I just had to get lucky. Honestly. You could probably do it with Wukong if you have Wukong. My Thor stats? Yeah, I'll show you Thor stats. I think he's probably my best built nuker on both my accounts. So, only 200 speed. He's quite slow on this account. And, but 6,700 attack, 315 crit damage. Oh, here, let me move the chat. Sorry, I know you guys always get mad at me about this. Sorry. Yeah. So, that was 6,700 attack, 200 speed, 100% crit rate, 315 crit damage. I would prefer my nukers to be 250 speed is kind of where I would like them to be. Let me pull ground control back up so I can read the chat still. Yeah, Tyrell and Lifesteal and Paragon. Exactly. Yeah, Paragon can be your target for peril, and then you just whittle down the enemy. Four-star Blessing. I have him on this account. He's in Nature's Wrath, but that's a mistake because he doesn't have the accuracy to land anything in the high level that I use him at. So I'm actually wasting his blessing by quite a bit. Any defense nuker with half decent gear can solo Nightmare. I would say you still probably need a Paragon because remember, Mortu Macabre ignores all defense. So I brought like UDK and one of my best nukers to try and beat it. And if he got Peril, I would lose when I first beat him. It didn't matter what UDK was in. Well, the Stone Skin helped, but I didn't have as much Stone Skin back then. So keep that in mind. But yeah, Mortu Macabre, if he gets a Peril proc, it ignores all defense. So it doesn't matter if they're defense-based or what. So any nuker is fine. You just... Harima, by the way, would be an instant solution as well, because he can't critical hit anymore, so... Either cheese or get lucky not to unlock that skill, which is what I had to do back then. Now, when your account is so much stronger, you can just power through it. Yeah, Taras would be fine. He would hit really hard in there. His percent chance on Nightmare to get a proc is so much higher. Yeah, Taras and Sir Nick would be fine. You just have to be quick because you got to make sure you're careful with your cooldowns, but you also need to make sure that the unkillable doesn't fall off when you don't want it. I don't know. I don't think my Thor is that well geared and he can do it without any help from an unkillable. So I feel like the unkillable would make it even easier if you have a weaker Taras. Slayer, Set, and Skinwalkers, the Bunny Rabbit. In fact, well, I took it all off of him to build another champion recently. But yeah, the Bunny Rabbit and Slayer makes a lot of sense. He has 2 AoE hits. I told somebody this the other day and blew their mind because they were like, they had Rhodos in like 7-piece Slayer. And I was like, no, because this ignore defense is only for AoE skills. Oh, that's why my team in Siege lost. Sorry, guys. I got a friggin' thing. That hurts. Yeah, they had a Rhodos and Slayer. I told them, like, no. You can't do that. You need to... They don't have enough AoE. I don't think his A2 counts. I'm not sure. So, Razelvarg is in my Siege team. And, he didn't have any gear on him. Oops. My bad. I don't think I can get him in full Slayer. I don't have the faintest idea who I put the gear on anymore either. It would have been for something very specific. Oh, I put it on Seer for... Okay, yeah. I put it on Seer for the event dungeon is what I did. What's up, Neothin? Thank you for the happy Wednesday. You're right. I am your leader, Jane. What does that say about you? You rock a 9-Slayer Wukong? Okay. Oh, hush. Teddy's grumbling over there. Probably because he heard Jane talking. Do I have any of this equipped on somebody? No. I need better Slayer rolls. I make bad choices in picking leaders. Oh, that's going to be rough. Okay. Well, let's do fitting room here and see if we can manage to get enough crit rate. Oh, sorry, I forgot how fitting room worked for a second. Guess we won't do equipped because I don't want to take it off of Seer. She benefits from it quite a bit. Crit damage. Yeah, so I'm going to try that one on. And then crit rate. High crit rate. Please roll crit rate. Ah, you suck. Ooh, that's actually a better piece. I'll take that, actually. Ah. I'll roll this in case it gets better crit rate, but this is still the better piece. It's not worth 1 extra crit rate. This is a better piece if we can get it to roll good. Yeah, there you go. Now speed. You suck. Crit rate and speed. I think we want to roll that because it's the bunny. So we need this to get 1 proc and crit rate, and we're good. That's too much. %109%. So, like, this is a really good piece. I want to see if I can get more. We'll include equipped here so I can see what I have it on. Speed boots. There was another one of these that was speed, right? Let's take this to 12 and ascend it. Because if it ascends speed, then it... that's not terrible. Well, it's better than what he has on. And I have the room for the crit rate. So we're actually going to equip that. Good. Crit damage there is really nice. So I can give up some of that extra crit rate, turn it into crit damage. And then it'll become more attack if I ascend it further. I don't want to take it all the way up because I don't want to trick myself into thinking it's speed. Wow, that's still a 30 attack loss. That's interesting. I'll take the crit damage, though. And then weapon-wise, I want to make sure that it has speed on it. Do I have a perfect weapon? Alright, what's this gonna roll? Let's see. That's a massive speed loss. 17 speed. I don't think that's worth it. Oh yeah, that's so much speed. I don't think there's a way that I can outdo that. Unless I get a triple speed roll. There's a double, but still 21 over 17. Yeah, 14 is not gonna do it. I don't think any of these can really cut in there. And speeds is such a big part of his kit, so I wouldn't want to reduce the speed So really low attack. I'd like to see that attack much higher. Either way, I'm all right with it for now. At least he has gear on him now. It's the important part. 12:48. So I still got about an hour before I gotta go pick up my kid. I saw that comment. Yeah, crit rate charms. Bro, I was crafting gear the other day, and somebody was like, why don't you use charms? And I, like, blew my mind. Leader of a clan. Professional content creator, guys. Professional in quotations. Let's be clear. Let me put the chat back up because I'm talking to a lot of Twitch and not a lot of YouTube right now. So I want to make sure you guys can see. Yeah, dude. I never occurred to me to use them. Just flat out ignorance, stupidity. I don't know what you want to call it, but oh, let me show you guys the main team for Hydra. I'm just gonna keep showing you these teams so you'll think that I'm doing Hydra, and then you know, then when I do it with 3 minutes left. $562 speed charms is insane. Yeah. Yeah. That's why my gear is so bad. I am a dumb. So the Nightmare team, I love this team. Now, Androck is freaking amazing. His passive in particular, and then you combine it with the increased speed of Elva, it really makes an impact. Oh, that was not a great start. Now, the problem I have with Thor, because I mentioned it already, he does not have enough accuracy for this fight. Harima build? Yeah. I'm only going to do this for like a second or two. Yeah. It's a failed run anyways. This Archer and Ugo are in Affinity Breaker, by the way, so Affinity doesn't matter as much for me, but clearly you saw it still can be a problem, because Affinity Breaker is not 100%, which is kind of annoying. So you see all that turn meter that we're getting? Every time I get a critical hit, it fills turn meter by 5%. We just get so many turns. And I have Androck in 9-piece protection and Elva in 9-piece protection. So we're getting a large boost to our damage. That landing is really annoying. I really wanted to kill that head just to show you guys the types of damage that I can do to the dead heads. It's not super special because, you know, everybody knows what a Chrysia can and cannot do. The one thing I love about having Androck in this team, though, beyond just Androck boosting my turn meter so much, is that if the reflect damage on this head shows up, I can transform him into the other form and just take it off, which I think is really nice. But here, I'll show you a Chrysia hitting on a dead head here. Or Thor hitting on a dead head. And that's the cap. You see how that number was the exact same, guys? This is for... A lot of you know this already, but this is for people that don't know this, right? That number was the exact same because I cannot do any higher damage than that number with an enemy max HP nuker. That's the limitation that you get with enemy... See, 496, 782, right? Gonna keep going. This head, he has more HP than anyone else. See how much damage I've done to the whole team, but he has so much more HP? Because his health pool is so much higher. When he's dead, I do 1 million, and I think it's like 68,000 a hit. It's really cool. But with a Chrysia. Now, Thor can hit 1 million, but everything needs to be right for him to be able to do that. And I'm sure you're like, why don't you bring Harima? We saw how hard Harima could hit in those other teams. And you're right, but I don't have an increased defense. Well, I do with Androck, technically. But Harima works so much better when paired up with Mikage because Harima gets a lot of hits in. So, let's look at builds because you guys wanted me to show you builds. Here's Androck. Oh, Androck's not 9-piece protection. Did I not make that change? Hold on. I could have sworn I put him in 9-piece protection yesterday. I think I didn't want to take anything off of these champions. I didn't want to take it off because I want him to be crit capped or close to it. He's not currently crit capped, but he's close to it because I want him to give turn meter, which is why you saw me look for crit rate gloves. So I think that's why. I think I value the turn meter over the 9-piece protection because I have none. I have no crit rate, equipped or otherwise, protection gloves. Now, that's probably because they probably rolled bad when I got them, but... Could you show Harima? Yeah, sorry, that's what we were here to look at. I'll put chat down. I realize that I'm blocking it. Sorry, guys. Let me get caught up here. Hi, I saw that yesterday when I gave you a message while you were fighting Hydra, you misunderstood me, believing I made you stupid. Unfortunately, you misunderstood. I was talking in the sense that it is wrong to use the third ability of the Archer when they already had Hex, when you knew it was possible that Decay would spawn and ruin your work, and you did it over and over. Yeah, no, I was stupid. No, you were right. You called me out. I was being dumb. It's really hard, and it's a hard thing to do when you're talking to chat and trying to remember every one of those like minute details. Um, you were dead on accurate. I'm too sensitive to that kind of stuff, so please don't take any offense to what my reaction was. Um, but you were dead on accurate. Yeah. Um, I was playing very poorly, and then when I stopped streaming and I played very well, it was great. But it's really hard for me because I'm still getting used to it to stream and be hyper focused because I chat is so much more important to me than my gameplay. So I pay way too much attention to chat, and then I go back in and you'll see me pause and be like, "What was I gonna do here?" Also, this was something I learned because of your comment, because I was like, maybe he's right, and I'm thinking about it right after I read your comment. So the reality is that um I overvalue the hex damage spread over the provoke at the time. And that's why I did it. I was like, I want the hex up so that I can spread Acrisia's damage and spread the damage of everybody else. The reality is not at the cost of the provoke. That's too much. That's too much of a sacrifice. So, um, yeah, but I'm a flawed person. I'm not always going to be the most receptive to criticism in the moment, unfortunately. I have to be better about that as a content creator. I'm going to face a lot of criticism, but, you know, I'm always working on myself. I'm always working to try and do better for you guys and everybody in general. So, Anknor, thanks. I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce the rest of that. So, thank you yesterday. And I apologize because what is it? You said, I saw yesterday when I gave you a message. Yeah, I'm sorry if you like watched it back and saw me have a bad attitude towards you. That is on me. That's not on you. So, no hard feelings. Let's talk about this for a second, okay? 5-star blessing. A lot of people are going to say, oh, I got to work on my gear. 5-star blessing. Keep that in mind. A relic giving me 200 more defense. Classic affinity bonuses, right? So a lot goes into that number. And I just want to be clear and upfront with you guys about that. But I do like her speed. I would like her faster. Her base speed's kind of slow, though. So 227, like, you know, if I could get faster, I would. But she's probably up there as one of my top built characters. Because she does have this, she doesn't even have speed on the boots. I would change that. So defense on the chest, defense roll on the ascension, right? Crit damage gloves with crit damage roll, crit damage amulet with crit damage roll. You'll see I'm rocking 2 pieces of stone skin. Now, I would like to get her, if ever possible, in full stone skin, or 4-piece stone skin, because she is built for arena, not for Hydra. And one more piece of stone skin would really help. Really help. Great reply. I was shocked you thought I'd flame you for nothing. Wasn't my intention. Wish you all the best, GG. Yeah, like I said, man, I'm not the most secure person in the world. Shocker. For those that know me. But I got to do better about that. It's just in the moment, especially when I have a shard pull where I don't pull anything good. Like, it's just crushed my soul, and I was a negative Nancy all day, man. I mean, you know, I had to be very, I'll say it like this. I had to be very careful when my daughter was around, because sometimes, you know, I don't want to let my frustrations turn into me being rude to my daughter. And, you know, I don't want to be one of those dads that's like, shut up, you know, like, I'm trying to do something, right? It's like, I talk to her and I tell her I need to can you give daddy a break, please? You know, like that's how I talk to my daughter, right? But when my blood is boiling at that level because I pulled nothing, and it hurts twice. It hurts once because I didn't get anything fun to play with in the game, and it hurts the second way because it's bad content. Or maybe good content, you know, because I did rage out and punch my friggin' chair. So, who knows, right? Oh, Teddy, I'm sorry. It scared Teddy, and he just walked out. That's my dog. But yeah, I have tried to see, and we just looted some new stuff today. Any stone skin? No. I don't want to do a 5-star crit damage. Stone skin's not that important to me on her. And I don't want to do an HP ring. I would rather do a defense ring. So... could this one roll better? We can try, right? What's the harm in trying? I don't know that that's better. Let's see. So, 1 extra speed. Now, that's not glyphed yet. 400 defense lost. Even glyphed, I'm not making that up. I think I keep what I have on. Unless this rolls like... I don't even know what. Ooh, the defense roll? That's interesting. Hey, Roadblock, can I ask you a question about auto revive? You can ask. I don't know that I'm going to have the 100% answer. That feels like a SAF question for me, but I'll give it a shot. Okay, I can't ascend right now because I don't have any of these materials. I haven't run this dungeon in a while. So I think we don't act on this right now. It's really hard to beat a triple defense roll. But that speed does add up a little bit to make a difference. But my best Nishak build. Absolutely. Nishak's one of my favorite characters on this account right now. Because I have an all Skinwalkers team. How can I manage on auto revive which champion the AI would prefer to revive? I have zero clue. I would assume, this is definitely a SAF question. Next time you see him streaming, I would reach out to him and ask this. I would assume it might go in turn meter order, but I don't think that's legit. Sorry, answering questions. It will target lead. Yeah, so Mikolaj is kind of confirming what I'm saying. You can't see chat right now because that question is over on Twitch, but yeah, Mikolaj is saying in team order. If you don't know how team order goes, I'll show you in a quick second because this was asked just beforehand. So 6,500 attack, that's actually pretty low. I'd like to see that much higher, but you know, 255 speed, good. I like that. Don't worry about crit rate. We don't worry about crit damage. You can, Nishak hits hard. I have seen people build Nishak with 100% crit rate. That's not what I would do, but I have seen that done. And then 497 accuracy. I would like to see that higher, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. I'm getting that level of accuracy though with attack percent, attack chest, and attack banner too. So in a perfect world, I would get a better pinpoint. If this rolls well, that's going to be really, really good. That did not roll very well. I don't want to sacrifice 500 attack regardless of... yeah, and then I do attack on the neck here. If I could get a better attack ring to complete the set here, I think that would be really good. I don't think 540 attack is worth the speed. I don't need speed on him that much. We're usually using him into Stone Skin, so... So let's talk team order real quick. So team order goes in the following order, right? Your lead will go first. This is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So they go in that order. Now, speed matters more than that. So my Mikage is the fastest champion here. Doesn't matter that she's the 5th in line. Her speed is so fast, she goes first. But team order, whenever that is a factor that's relative to the fight, whether it's who the boss targets or who a reviver targets or a single target buff targets, it will go in that order. Hi, I just joined. How you doing? And how was the free-to-play? I'm thinking of being a whale and go for the prisms. Thank you. That's what I was searching for. Never thought about team order. Yeah, I think that's the answer. Idiots on Xbox. Thinking of being a whale and going for the prisms. I would say that if you're gonna whale out, prisms is a good way to do it. Because, look, these are sacred shards, right? But with a smaller pool of champions. So if you look at it that way, there is a mercy system now, too. Of 20. Not the best. But this is 210. And it's 40 per summon. Listen, y'all can judge me. I don't care. Yeah, so you're getting about 5 per one of these things for $50. Can you imagine if they made me an offer of 5 sacreds for $50? Done. Every time. Done. So I would buy that up in a heartbeat. If I wasn't broke as hell right now and in a dry January that I'm doing, well, that Drock is doing and I'm just piggybacking on, I would pull here. This is one of the more stacked summoning portals I've ever seen. Summoning pools. Summon pool that I've seen in a long time. One of my most wanted champions. Period. Dot. Duchess is amazing. I would run 2, probably, if I got her. Feral is amazing. Calvalax is pretty much lowest on my list there. For if you watch my shard pool, you know why. Kyoku's okay. I don't think she's good for my main account, my spending account. I wouldn't want her. But her ally protect is very strong. One of the best champions in the game, in my opinion. Grand Oak is insane. Snick Track, again, not a champion I would want. Ally Protect. I actually have way too many Snick Tracks. I'll show you how many I have. And then I love Ragash, one of my favorite champions in the game. I don't get to use him enough, but I absolutely love him. So yeah, I don't need any more Snick Tracks. I was lucky to pull Necmo. I now have 2 of him. I hate you a little bit, Toxic Ghost. I'm hesitant, though, because I hear some guy spent $500 and only got 2 bad Legos of the pool. Yes, it can happen. So, you know what's great now, guys, about me having my own office and streaming during the day is that my wife isn't here, so I can be honest with you guys. So, on this main account, you'll notice that I have 2 archers. I spent $1,000 on prism shards to get the first one. And then I pulled the second one during a 10x. To this day, no, I did spend a little bit more on prisms after that, but I will not spend on prism shards anymore. You guys, you know how I have all those Calvalaxes? That's why. That's why I have all those Calvalaxes. because so Calvalax and Theodore were in the summon pool when I pulled for Archer Queen. No. So I have 4 Theodores and 5 Calvalaxes. I can show Ragash build, but don't take this to heart. He is built very poorly. Not crit capped. He's built for faction wars, is what he's built for. 246 speed is good, but only 5,000 defense. You'd like to see that higher. You know, we're rocking blue gear here. You know, I think he's a great champion. I really like him a lot. He hits very hard, and he has a stun that's 100% chance. And he's a decreased defense champion. And I love his look too. I think he's one of the better looking skinwalkers. Right? You got the scratched out eye. I think that's pretty cool. But then you got the gloves, like what's that? Vega from Street Fighter, right? And then kind of the like samurai-esque armor. I think he just looks really cool. Hits hard. This is slept on. People talk about this a lot. I don't think they talk nearly enough that he brings strengthen, increased speed, and perfect veil. That's really good. A lot of people sleep on it because Lydia does the same thing while also bringing, like, she does it all on one ability. He kind of does. He's like a slightly weak, a harder hitting than Lydia, but he brings a lot to the table that she does, except for weaken. So I like him a lot. Unfortunately for him, I pulled a Bolent Freewalker who is 10 times better than him. Because we get 2 chances at a 100% stun, which also gives me turn meter if they land, which they will, because he ignores 50% of target's resistance. Oh, and he happens to strip all their buffs before he does that too. And then he also brings decreased defense, just like he does. But that decreased defense has a 10% chance of placing a stun. And he fills turn meter for ally critical hits. And he ignores all my allies will ignore 30% of defense against enemies under a stun debuff. So, unfortunately, Bolent is just a better version of Ragash. But if I was to have pulled Ragash as the first champion on the free-to-play account, 1000% instant 6-star, instant nuker. Like, he would carry an account. He can carry an account. 100% stun on a hard-hitting nuke that also does decreased defense. Like, probably one of, if we're talking just decreased defense, not decreased defense and weaken, just looking at decreased defense, probably the best decreased defense. Okay, I don't want to be too hyperbolic. I'll say one of the best decreased defense champions in the game because it hits so hard. Right? Like even the top 2 here that bring it. Oh, she brings it on her A1. Okay, yeah. Bro, I didn't even know this was in his kit. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think of his A1 very often. He's obviously not better than Bolent. So I'll say that much, but if you just look at my roster and just decrease defense champions, and I mean, this is my roster, so obviously there are better ones out there. Lydia is better, of course, but... And in this pool, don't have Ragash, Grand Oak, the Cat, and if I get the Porcupine, I'd be done with Skinwalker, Faction Guardians, and I don't have Viral and Kyoku and Cavalax, which those two I don't know. Ragash decreased defense is place, so it ignores affinity. I don't believe that. Wait, that might be true because he does it before he hits, right? Somebody said that in the comments. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a decreased defense on each enemy for 2 turns before attacking. It reads really weird. So, it reads the same way as Rhodos's, but this is correlated with an attack. I do believe weak hits matter. That was my experience with him. I believe weak hits matter. Because I know they matter for Tyrell, and it's the same thing. 75% chance of placing, decreased defense for 2 turns. It's written the same way. Except that his is before, and this doesn't specifically say it before. But I got Ragash. So Tyrell was my decreased defense champion on this account for a very, very long time. And then I got Mishinaki, and he became my decreased defense champion. And I got Ragash after Mishinaki, and so I never really found a place for him other than as a stunner, really. I tried to use him as a nuker, but I was really bad at building defense-based nukers for a long time. I think a big reason for it was because I wouldn't pair them up with I didn't have increased defense champions, I'll put it that way. The free-to-play pulls were terrible. We pulled 11 void shards and we got 11 rares. So, not great. Is he he's spirit affinity, so we want to find magic affinity. Like I'm gonna put this to the test here. Without spending energy. So the Void Mercy. Oh, I don't have it up right now. My Mercy, I'm literally at 201 pulls right now. I thought my Mercy tracker was wrong. I thought I pulled a few extra, and that still could be the case, but it wasn't enough where I'm in Mercy now, guaranteed. But I thought I was higher in Mercy than I was. So the last void that I pulled was 5.5% chance. If my Mercy tracker is correct. Theoretically, these are all going to be magic affinity enemies. I'll give it 3 times. Weak hit. So the stun, okay. The stun didn't land, but the okay, there you go. Yeah, proven. All right. Good to know. By the way, that is in no way a commentary on you. That is my inquisitive nature. I always make that distinction. My wife, man, it drives her nuts sometimes when I'm like, she'll say something and I have to Google it. Why do you need to double check me? It's like, because that's how my brain works. Yeah, so to be clear, Xbox, my hope was that my mercy tracker was wrong in the lower value. I had hoped that I pulled more voids than it was telling me, because I did a couple pulls when I was traveling. So I'm either getting negative luck right now, or my mercy tracker is exactly correct. And I believe it to be the latter. I believe my mercy tracker is exactly correct, and we're and I was wrong. All right. So the challenge account not going well with this mission. We need to get this mission done today. We need 5 more. 5 or 6-star artifacts from stage 16. Now, I believe I tried stage 17 on auto and was unable to do it. So I don't want to waste any energy trying it. I'm going to waste some gems here. We're going to do this again. And this is very important because the magic affinity potion keep is open only for another couple hours, and we need to farm that next. So I got to get to work here to make sure I don't fall behind a whole week on missions. Hey, what did I miss? Not much, Hawk. Just showing people builds and stuff. Tagore is a 6-star now, guys, by the way. So we're really hoping for 5 or 6-star gear. Doesn't matter the stats on it. We just want 5 or 6-star gear from this, because we need that mission done. We need 5 more pieces. And I farmed it all night last night, so we're very close to being done. I will be farming Pinpoint, but I have to prioritize things, right? So we don't have legendaries on the account. Getting Arbiter is extremely important for the account. So I have to make that push for her. Pinpoint, great gear. I will be farming that as soon as I am at a stopping point on missions. Until I get there, it doesn't make any sense for me to prioritize Pinpoint over that. And also, either dungeon that I'm farming is important because we're going to be getting silver. We need that silver pretty badly. I need to rebuild Kale. I'm very excited to do that. Hey, 45. Let's go. Oh. Dang, we unlocked Hydra just a day late, man. We'll take a look at that later. Siege is unlocked now, too.
Welcome to each building. Most buildings during the each seat.
We just everybody in the stronghold. All right. We'll be able to take part in the next siege. I think that's going to be fun. You pulled another Arbiter the day after? That sucks, man. Yep, I already looked at that. Alright. Now... get those gems. We're recovering some of our gems here, which is good. More 4-star gear being offered in the market now. I'm not going to buy any of it because I'm beyond 4-star gear at this point, but... except for maybe speed. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. The next time to Void 10 pull to Sir Nicholas. Oh, you're saying it? You're going to get more Sir Nicholases? Yeah. I hope they give me a good 15x, a progressive chance, before the next Void 2x. Because when I recoup my Voids on the free-to-play, I really want to chase for a specific... like, Void 15x's are better because there's a fewer Void pool, so it's actually, like, going to give you a higher probability than the 15x for a Harima, right? Just because there's so many regular legendaries. All right. Well, I hate to do this to you guys. I'm actually going to end stream a little early today. One of the reasons is because I really need to use the restroom. And I was actually going to only stream for like an hour today. But you guys were so great in the chat. I had so much fun hanging out with every single one of you. For anybody that's been watching and has not yet subscribed on YouTube or followed me on Twitch, please consider doing so. That's going to be a really big help to me. I have some good news that I am working on in the background. It might be months away, it might be days away, who knows, but I'm working hard on something behind the scenes. Jane, I'm gonna all right, here's what we'll do. You guys can see Jane in the chat. I'm gonna send something to Jane here. Jane, this is highly confidential, but I want you to type out your reaction to the top friend on my friends list. I want you to type out your reaction to that. You ruined it, man. You ruined it. Because now any reaction that you give is fake. Yeah. Look, nothing may come from that. Nothing may come from that. But if something does, that's really cool and I'm hyped about it. So, we will see. That remains to be seen if anything will come from that. But that happened yesterday for me. So, all right. Thank you all so much for watching. Tomorrow, Takeover Thursday. I'm going to send a message out. In the Discord, there is a channel for Takeover Thursday if you want to apply to be a part of it. I'm going to do them in order. So, sign up. If I get to it, I get to it. If not, wait a minute. Oh, it's 5 months. Okay. If I get to it, I get to it. If not, we'll get to you the following week, okay? We're going to try to get to those as much as possible, but you got to sign up for it, and then I will communicate with you guys, and we'll hit certain goals. Now, these takeovers, I'm going to make a video about it, but these takeovers are coaching sessions, and I want to be clear about that. I'm not going to build you a whole team. I might, but I'm not, like, if you're like, build me a Hydra team, here's 100,000 silver, 100 million silver, sorry. I don't know. Maybe I would, but I just want to be clear that I tend to coach more than just like play the game for you. That's my own stance on it. I'll make a video on it, kind of explaining my thought process there. But If people want more than that, then that's maybe more of like a paid takeover type of thing. Because I want coaching to be the key here, because that's for the people watching too, right? This is about content. It's about content and answering questions that people don't know what they don't know. So I want to make sure that they get that information, and less about me just doing stuff for other people. So, but we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Again, I'm going to go use the restroom, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.